Alright guys, and welcome to today's live stream. And as always, I will take up presentation first. And today's presentation is about microneedling and basically what I was able to achieve for the first 12 months of doing so with Minoxidil application. And basically, I will also talk about challenges that I was facing on what kind of things they came up first 12 months of doing those sessions and how I was able to solve them and overcome them. And I will share my pictures to show you kind of my timeline, so to explain it a bit better. And I will basically use my Google photo account to do that because I still have pictures from that time. So, all right, so let's share. And as always, guys, at the end of the live stream, I will also add some bonus and also answer your chat questions you have been asking to me in the chat. So we are back in 2013, and this is basically the time when I started to find a solution to grow back my hair. Right. Until that time, basically what had happened is that I had solved my scalp inflammation. I have addressed my DHT. So my scalp was okay, and my DHT was addressed. Right? And that's a kind of other timeline that I was talking about in the previous live stream. For this live stream, basically want to kind of break it down. If you have done everything else and you have solved all other issues, and you just want to grow stimulate your hair, then this is where you start. So, and let's see, for example, here in April 16, 2013, it was 1 week before I started with Minoxidil application and doing microneedling. And basically what happened prior to that is that I did read the studies from, I think, Indian studies about microneedling and Minoxidil application, how effective it was. But what they did in the study is that they applied Minoxidil like every day, but they did microneedling once a week, right? And they did a kind of wounding and waited 24 hours before application of Minoxidil. But I could not do that because I was working in kind of jobs. There was a lot of dust. And I was concerned that it would affect my scalp condition because I had a very sensitive scalp. My skin is very sensitive and very easily gets inflamed. So I could not do that. So I need to kind of find another way to do it. And that's why I decided to do it very lightly and do it on a daily basis regarding microneedling. But this is basically my situation 1 week before I started with, let's see, can I find it again? Before I started with microneedling, Minoxidil application, you can see basically this is my hairline. Like again, when one is losing hair, one don't want to take pictures of the hair, right? And this is basically what happened to me as well. So I have pictures, but they are kind of from the wrong angles, right? Because I was trying to hide away my hair loss, but hopefully it will kind of show you what was happening here, right? And as you can see, for example, I can just draw it a bit. Let's say this one here. You can see basically that my hairline was not so good, right? And it was quite thin. There was a lot of shadows. And you can basically see that there was things not well, and this is basically, I even tried to hide it, and possibly I used the topic as well, so hair fibers at that time as well. I'm not sure about that situation, right? So you can see this hairline that I have that time, it was not good, right? And basically this was a hairline I was able to get from blocking DHT and addressing scalp inflammation and those basically solving those problems. So I didn't have those problems anymore, so I was kind of ready for growth stimulation. So what happened next is that I started with Minoxidil in 1 week later. It was around this time I had started with Minoxidil. And this is possibly 1.5 weeks into Minoxidil. Let's see if the picture will load. Basically, again, you can see that my hairline was not so good. It was quite V-shaped hairline, so that I had that time. So unfortunately, I don't think I can zoom it even anymore into this picture. So. And next one is basically, let's say this one here. This is 2013, May 21. And this was around, I would say around almost a month into Minoxidil. And this time I started to shed hair. I remember I had a lot of shedding in my hair at that time. So let's see. Again, it is a bit dark, so it's a bit hard to see how bad was my hairline, but it was quite bad, right? You can see the gaps here if you look more closely, and you can see that I was trying very hard to hide it. And I quite sure that I did use hair fibers at that time as well, so it looks better than it was. So this is 3.5 weeks into it. This is May, and this is July. So it is around almost, it will be around 2.5 months into it. And this is basically my situation at that time, 2.5 months into Minoxidil application and doing microneedling on daily basis. I'll check this one here. And here you can see basically my hairline and how thin it actually was. Right? You can basically see, let's see, I can draw it a bit more. right? This one here, a lot of gaps. This one here, right? So it was nowhere near perfect, right? This is basically my hairline at that time. And when I started with Minoxidil and microneedling, I did have quite a lot of shedding because of it. So, all right. And let's see. So this is outdoors picture to show you how it was. Right, you can basically see that there was a lot of thinning on my hairline, right? A lot of thinness and a lot of empty space. That's that time. So 2.5 months into it. This is July. Okay, so it's September. So it will be 4.5 months into it. This is a picture basically we did with my colleagues at work. But basically, you can see my hairline at this time as well. Again, there was a lot of shadows, a lot of gaps. So 4.5 months into it, this is September 2013, and this is November 2013, and that basically means 4.5, 5.5, yeah, almost 6 months into it, right? And again, it did look better because I was taking it indoors, but you can see basically that things started to improve, right? And this basically thing I noticed at this stage was that my hair was easier to style, and they did look and appear fuller and thicker. Right? This is basically what I noticed. But you can again see that there was some gaps, right? It was not that fully covered as it should be, but it was quite big improvement, right? And I started to be quite happy how I was able to style my hair and how things were going. So, and so this is 6.5 months. Let's see. So this is November. This is 23 November 23, 2013. So it is 7 months into, right? And again, you can see more improvements. 7 months into, and you can basically see that I started to get the thickness of my temples, right? My temples started filling, and this is basically something that was very exciting for me because my temples were very thin for many years, and I suddenly did see that my temples started to grow back again, and I was super excited because this was a kind of game changer for me. Because even with finasteride, the peak results, I was never able to fill in those areas, right? So those areas had been empty for many years, but because of microneedling in combination with minoxidil, I was able to basically fill in those areas that were I was looking at was impossible to fill in the past. So that was awesome, and this basically gave me courage that I was on the right track and things were improving. Right. So this is 7 months. Let's see next one. By the way, it's possible that I can show this video if it loads up. Yes, like you can basically see that in the video you can see that my hairline was not perfect at all, right? So it did look actually better in the pictures compared to the video, right? You can see there was empty space, and I was kind of hiding my hair downwards to cover up my temples. But it was improving, right? And that was the most important. So this was 7 months. So let's say November and the beginning of December. So this is let's say which day it is 7th of December. So 7.5 months. This is how my hair was looking. All right. Again, a major improvement, and because I finally couldn't spike my hairs upwards, right? And I was not able to do that for many years. Like it was not like last time I was able to spike my hairs upwards. Like this was back when I was around 18, maybe, right? And this time I was around 29, right? So it was major improvement. I was super happy with how my hair was starting to look. Right? And you can see again videos here and the temples that are slowly recovering. So this is 7 months plus. Then what happened next is end of December. Basically, this is my hair then. And this time, basically, I was it was like a game changer. I was feeling that my hair was getting more and more, right? And I basically was very happy, right? Because I didn't need to use 30 minutes a day to style my hair to hide all the balding spots, because I was done with styling in 5 minutes, right? Because I started to get a lot of hair. So this is 7.5 months, right? End of December. One picture in sunlight, just to show you how my hairline started to look, right? All right. So this is January. Let's see if I have So this is January 11, so it will be around 8 months plus in this treatment. And this is basically how my hair started to look then. Let's see. Zoom it a bit more. So this is basically my situation around 8 months plus in this treatment, right? I was finally able to comb my hair backwards, and this was like it was amazing. Experiencing this possibility was amazing because I was not able to do it for the last almost 10 years, a period of that. My hair were basically perfect. Like I was super happy. Again, I can show you in the daylight just to show you how it looked like. Again, daylight, you can see a bit more gaps there, right? But what happened is that those gaps that still work there, they keep filling in. Because the thing is, the minoxidil microneedling is that you can get up to 24 months of improvement if you do it correctly, if you optimize everything, and you are basically addressing those angles, then you can get almost 24 months with improvement each month. So let's see. So this is January 2013. Let's check this on here. It's a bit hard to see. Just January. Other pictures, like this picture. What happened is that I was traveling in the warmer places in Norway, and what happened is that I got a bit scalp inflammation, and I did have some shedding for around this time. I remember because my scalp got itchy because I was traveling long distances airplane, and I didn't have I needed to check in the hotel, and I was not able to wash my scalp. Like what I usually do is that I always have a hair wash as soon as possible when I reach a new destination or have been in the, for example, expose my scalp to sweat, because you need to remove the sweat because it can cause inflammation. But that time I didn't have a possibility, so my scalp got a bit inflamed, and there was some shedding. You can see there is a bit thinning right, in mid-January. So, but I was able to basically recover very fast from it. So because after that period, basically my hair started to improve again. Let's see. So this is still January. Right. Yeah. So here is basically, I think, end of January, January 19, 2013. And just to show you my hair then, right? Major improvements again, right? Those gaps again are getting filled in again once again. So things are improving. Check a few more pictures. Right. So this stage, like I said, I was not like after month 7.5, 8, I was not worrying about my hair loss anymore at all, because basically every week that went by, my hair was looking better and better. So, all right, so this is January. Then we get to February. This is February. Again, hair started to look better and better. Right, I still had some possible improvements in my temples, but the hairline was looking very nicely. So this is February, and this is March. In March, basically, you can see that it was almost perfect, right? So around 10, 11 months into the treatment, you can see basically that I was almost recovered all of my hairs. This. And let's see if I have some more. Yeah. So this is basically April 2013, so it will be 12 months. Let's check this one here. So 12 months into treatment, basically my hair was looking like this. And you can see that my hairline was almost perfect. Like it keeps improving after this as well. It keeps improving. Right? So 12 months was not final results, but basically just to show what is possible, right? And I was like, it was a game changer for me and a life changer as well. Right? Getting back to the hair, like I was able to do it. It was awesome, right? And this is basically reward after all the years of suffering. So this is my 12 months results. I would say 12 months results. I'll doing microneedling on daily basis. I'm doing Minoxidil application, and I also want to kind of show you and compare. Let's see if I have. I will compare them from beginning to then, just to show you what kind of difference was actually possible. Let's see if I have. So this was basically just to compare, right? This is a picture around 2 months into the treatment, and this is 12 months into the treatment. And once again, right, you can see all this was improved. All those empty areas, right, compared to nice hairlines that I got afterwards. So basically what I want to kind of talk about as well is that there's challenges I was facing. And basically one thing is that what I did wrong is that I didn't take breaks from microneedling. So what happened is that my scalp got sensitive several times during those 12 months. And I need to kind of sometimes stop with the minoxidil application for a couple of days because my scalp just got a bit sore, right? So always make sure if you do microneedling, frequent microneedling, make sure that you take breaks. You don't kind of push it all the time like I did. That was a big mistake. Another thing is that when you do microneedling frequent, you need to address, make sure that your scalp doesn't get too dry, right? And this also was a problem that I was often kind of problem is that my scalp got very dry, and I had to address it as well. Right? And basically, it was the way I addressed it was basically apply oil from time to time on scalp to kind of moisture it and make it less dry. So, and it also helped. But other is of course not do too much or too frequent microneedling. And during all those 12 months, basically, I was doing microneedling almost 7 days a week, every day, basically. But that's, from my experience, is too much. So if you guys plan to do microneedling, most likely it is enough with 4 or 5 days in the week. So, and other thing, let's see, I have some notes here. Other thing I noticed is that the white flakes from minoxidil, right? And this is something that has to be removed as well because those white, sorry, because those white flakes, what happens is that they will cause issues. So you have to remove those white flakes. And basically what you do is that you use brushing, you brush your scalp frequently to remove those flakes, because if you don't remove those flakes, new minoxidil won't be able to penetrate the skin, and the absorption of minoxidil will be less effective, and you won't be able to progress. Right? So you have to remove those flakes. And it doesn't matter if you use liquid or foam, there is always going to be flakes from minoxidil. Right? And one way to avoid it is basically to kind of massage it more gently into the skin. Right? That's one way to avoid it, because if you just kind of apply minoxidil without massaging, it will kind of stay on the scalp, and you will have a bigger risk with the flakes. But of course, other possibility is just to remove them a couple of times a week from your scalp to keep it healthy and clean. So. And also, like I mentioned, that I always wash my hair on a daily basis, because if you do use microneedling, you have to have a clean scalp, because if you don't have, that will basically lead to infections and inflammation. Because I remember first year when I was doing microneedling, I did sometimes get pimples on my scalp because my derma roller on my scalp was not clean enough. And when I understood it, because I had information in the past, so I knew what kind of signs to look for, I knew that, okay, I need to wash my scalp every day, make sure that scalp is healthy and clean before I do microneedling up and minoxidil. So. All right, guys. So that was about the presentation. I will check up questions you've been asking. All right. Here is, by the way, bonus that you can check out as well about microneedling. It's about microneedling, how to do it, right? So you understand what should be done. So. Okay, guys, so I will check up the questions that you are asking me. Let's see. Hey, Alex, do you take PRP? No, I don't. I never have done PRP. Like I did kind of consider PRP back when I was, it was back in 2018, was it? Actually, I did have a talk with dermatologist, but I decided that it's not something you need to do, and I never have done it. So, and from the guys who have been speaking these 4 years, basically I have just most of the guys don't have any effect from it. All right, next one. Do you think digestion problems like bloating and gas can cause scalp inflammation? Yes, it's a problem you need to address, because I had those issues as well when I was having inflammation in my scalp. Now I don't have them, and my scalp is healthy and I feel great. So you need to address it. And basically, what you need to do is that you need to break down your diet and find out what is actually causing the problems. Right? You need to check your biometrics, basically restructure them, and remove removing foods that are not good for your overall health, and it will most likely also help with scalp inflammation as well. So. Hey Alex, do you think it's possible to stop minoxidil a little bit by little, not shed at the next every 2 days after 3 months, 3 days. Yes, it is possible, right? Like, first of all, you can always stop with minoxidil for 2 to 3 weeks before the shedding starts to kick in, but you can also cycle it. But again, it depends kind of which, how far into application you are, right? If you are just been applying minoxidil for 3 months, be more careful when you can stop with it. But if you have been applying, let's say, for 1.5 years, then it's more easy to cycle it, stop with it, and do other things, right? Because your hair are not that dependent anymore. So, all right, next one. Alex, into skincare as well? Do you have careful with combinations of products? No, I actually don't use any creams or skincare products at all. Like the thing is that if you have a very good diet, if you take supplements that has fatty acids in them, and you don't have any nutrition deficiencies, and you are optimizing your lifestyle, you have good sleep patterns, you are doing workouts, and you have low level of stress, then it will also help improve your skin, right? Because, for example, stress, it is a huge factor that affects skin as well. It can cause issues in skin, it can fire up dermatitis. So basically, if you optimize all areas of your life, you also will get better to the skin, and you don't need to use the creams to get it. So, let's say next question is about: is this only minoxidil derma roller? It's a combination. I do derma rolling and apply minoxidil. So, or derma rolling basically means microneedling. It can be derma pen, derma stamp, the derma roller, doesn't matter. So, let's say. Yes, like question about when I was first time I tried minoxidil. I tried minoxidil several times. Like first time I tried minoxidil was basically back in, I think it was actually 2009. I tried minoxidil for a couple of weeks, but what happened is that my scalp got itchy and inflamed, and I knew that this was not good for my scalp. So, and I had quite some good gains from finasteride or Propecia, so I decided that I don't need to use it. And then again, I tried it in 2011 when I was kind of addressing my scalp inflammation because I had lost a lot of ground. I wanted to grow back, but again my scalp got inflamed. So I did try it again in 2012 because I was traveling to England, to Manchester, and I bought Regrowing foam bottle. I tried it again, but again my scalp got inflamed from it. So I knew that I need to solve scalp inflammation first before I could start with minoxidil application, and I did it. And basically what happened next is that I was able to grow back my hair in 2013 when my scalp was healthy. Let's see. Next question is about question about do I do derma rolling hard 1 time a week or use soft derma roller treatment? I do soft derma roller treatment on daily basis, or in the past when I was growing back my hair. Have you noticed any negative effects in your scalp after so many years of practice? No, like as long as you keep addressing your scalp, as long as you keep careful, like if your scalp gets sore or has some issues, like what you basically need to do is that you need to check your scalp from time to time how it feels like if you do like this with fingertips, right? And if it feels sore or you feel some sensitivities there or even itchiness, right, that basically means that there is something wrong and then you need to take a break, right? But if your scalp is fine, then it's all good. So how do you address scalp inflammation? Again, it depends on what kind of scalp inflammation one is having, right? It's either with you need to address it either with topicals or on diet changes, detoxification, cleansing, right? It's not that simple. So how often ideally one should take a break from microneedling? As often one feels for it, right? If you do a sensitivity test and you feel that your scalp is sensitive, then you need to take a break from it. So, I lose hair when I do daily brush my hair after shower. Any advice? Yes, you need to strengthen your hair. Like you need to do possibly take some supplements, B vitamins, B12, B biotin, right? Make sure that you don't have any deficiencies. That will also help to reduce hair falls. Let's see. Again, a question about scalp inflammation. Yes, you need to again, you need to check your diet and see if there is any trigger foods that you need to remove. So that's a solution. All right, guys, I have to end for today because I'm opening call. But like I said, check out the bonus that I have added. It will help you basically understand how I do microneedling, and so you can do it lightly as I do, the same way. And remember that to make microneedling work for you, you need to address your underlying conditions, right? Everything has to be perfect and optimized to actually get awesome results. So that's my experience with it.